Hello and welcome. This is Property and Style, your one-stop shop on everything real estate. Property and Style is coming to you from the network service of the NTA. My name is Patience Eloy Abba, and I am delighted you've joined us on today's episode of our real estate program, Property and Style. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it is Property and Style coming to you from the network service of the NTA. Today on the program, it's all about the environment. If you look closely at the environment around me, it is beautiful, and something was done to make the environment this pleasant and beautiful. What exactly did they do? We'll be bringing this to you and a whole lot more on today's episode of Property and Style. Don't go away.
Question of the day.
Landscaping involves any activity that modifies the visible features of an area of land. These include living elements such as flora or fauna, which is commonly called gardening. Landscaping is the art and craft of growing plants with the goal of creating beauty within the landscape.
Landscaping has been defined by various people at different times based on understanding of the profession. The architect will be looking at it based on surrounding buildings, both the soft and landscape around the building and a built environment. Whereas an environmentalist will be looking at a general ecosystem of the environment, how both the flora and fauna are used to preserve and create a good environment for the ecosystem.
Landscaping is much more than merely planting shrubs, trees, and mowing lawns. It consists of a variety of services such as sod work, installing retaining walls, driveway interlocking that will help enhance the appearance and beauty of your home and office.
We can categorize landscape to two types. We have the soft landscape and we have the hard landscape. Soft landscape, we look at the shrubs, the lawn, the water body, and plants that we use to beautify our environment, our building surroundings. Whereas we have the hard landscape, we look at the pathways, the landscape interlocks, the rocks, and the retaining wall. Depends on the area you are using it.
Landscaping requires a certain understanding of horticulture and artistic design, but it is not limited to plants and horticulture. Sculpting land to enhance usability, such as patio, walkway, ponds, are examples of landscaping being used.
Planting of trees, as we know that deforestation is a global problem, that if urgent attention is not taken, it's part of what is causing climate change. And planting of trees, shrubs helps in purified our environment, both the soil and the air. Some specific plants like sunflowers with a very big, a broader leaf help to filter the air that we inhale in the environment. The landscape help in reducing the effect of erosion. When we have our grasses, shrubs, it helps to reduce the erosion. And you know erosion is an agent of climate change, which is basically can really cause flooding and other things.
Understanding the site is very essential for successful landscaping. Different natural features and phenomena like the position of the sun, the terrain, topography, soil qualities, prevailing wind, depth of the frost line, and the system of native flora and fauna must be taken into consideration. When the land is not fit for landscaping, the land must be reshaped to direct water for proper drainage. The reshaping of land is called grading. Grading may involve removal of excess waste, soil, and rocks.
If the landscape is soft landscape and you discover that the type of soil you have will not make your plants or your shrubs or your lawn to thrive well, you cut away those soils and bring a topsoil that you know it will make the plants grow very well. And if it is hard landscape where you have a topsoil that you need a very solid base, you cut away the topsoil and introduce a laterite that will make the place to be you compact the laterite so that the hard landscape can be suitable for that environment.
Landscaping can increase the value and functionality of your property if it is done correctly.
Landscaping, as we rightly said, you can see it as an aesthetical value. You use it as an aesthetic to our built environment. It's also preserve our environment. It's also beautify our environment. It's improve the value. It's improve the value of a property. When you have a very good landscape environment in the city, when you want to put up your property for sale, the good scenery of the environment will attract the buyer, which can easily encourage tourism and other people to the environment, and in so doing increase the value.
For large projects like recreational parks, sports fields, game reserve, soil may need to be improved by adding nutrients for growth of plants or turf. Landscape design and construction requires the expertise of a qualified and experienced professional.
Basically, if you want to do your landscape, it's better you consult an architect. We have a landscape architect. It's better, but those guys you are seeing in the town selling trees and shrubs around the town, basically they may not have a full knowledge of that profession, but they are just part of people that make livings through planting of trees. And we have a horticulturist who knows the different types of plants you plant at different times in the year. There are some plants that thrive well in the dry season. There are some that thrive well in the rainy season. There are some plants that you can plant close to your building. There are some that the root will definitely affect your building. That is why you need to consult an architect or an environmentalist when you have anything to do with landscaping of your environment. You can play around with your environment. It depends on the type of landscape. You can create hills, create mountain, create water body, create different type of good landscape, both soft and hard.
Outdoor spaces have a vast amount of flexibility. That is why it is often said that the only limitation to the outdoor space is one's imagination.
Are you a landlord, a tenant, or an agent? Are you a real estate developer or interested in housing investments? Then this is the right platform designed specially for you to promote your business and services. To learn more about property investments, tune in on this station every Monday at 11 a.m. If you've got questions, we have answers. For further inquiries, please call us
08066417900.
or you can send us an email at propertyandstyle@gmail.com or visit our website at www.ntaproperties.com.ng. Property and Style, the future is now.
For a relatively long time now, at least 3 decades ago, the world has suffered continuously from global warming effects. The world-leading scientists believe that human activities such as mining, deforestation, intensive farming, indiscriminate waste disposal, bush burning are some of the likely causes of global warming since the mid-20th century. Global warming is a phenomenon of climate change characterized by a general increase in average temperatures of the Earth, which modifies the weather balances and ecosystems over a long period. In fact, the average temperature of the planet has increased by 0.8 Celsius compared to the 19th century. This is no doubt having an increasing negative impact on humanity and, of course, the entire ecosystem. However, there are ways of preventing or reducing global warming, and the construction industry can play a key role in achieving this by building eco-friendly houses. An eco-friendly house is an environmentally low-impact home designed and built using materials and technology that reduces its carbon footprint and lowers its energy needs. Fueled by increased demand, a new industry of eco-friendly home building has emerged, and a whole host of technical innovations have created an arsenal of eco-friendly materials and techniques, from wind turbines to solar panels to high-efficiency lighting, water conservation plumbing, recycling, etc. As the effects of climate change are felt across the world, and the construction industry responsible for as much as 40% of man-made carbon emissions, both governments and individuals are beginning to take the task of building eco-friendly houses more seriously.
When you talk about houses whom are supposed to be eco-friendly, one, we are supposed to go on houses whom are more natural than bringing in houses today that we firstly cut down trees and then put down houses in such an environment that you don't have any other friendly shelter. Firstly, you don't have the mother nature close to most of our 75% of the houses we have today. So I'm encouraging people whom are going into real estate that by the time you want to map out the plan of any estate you want to put down in a city, you should be able to have trees that will be planted alongside your plan, your walkway, your roads, and some other things like that. That will help protect our environment and bring nature closer to us. And then we talk about bush burning. In Nigeria, we have the National Park Service whom are supposed to be on top of their game, protecting most of our reserve. You understand? I've been privileged to visit the old park in Oyo. I've been to Yankari Game Reserve. I've been to Tinapa and Co. And when you go there, you enjoy nature. You don't need AC to be able to I feel at home. I remember far back when we were in the villages, most of these thatch houses you see, those round houses, those thatch ones, I could remember my father would tell you that he doesn't want to sleep in a zinc. Why? Because they found out that most of these houses were eco-friendly and we are more chilling even within the hot period than what we are having today. We ought to bring back some of these systems, because with the with the invent of charcoal burning, a lot of trees, a lot of forests have been destroyed. And it will affect us now, sooner or later, because the environmental degradation is coming closer to us. You understand me? Like in Abuja here, I was searching for a place where I could do mass agro farming. And then we wanted to go into snare. And we needed a forest. But to my greatest surprise, the only place we can see a reserve to do that was a place called Rafindaji. Just it's a boundary between Niger and Abuja. So that's to tell you that the entire 6 area council in FCT does not have a preserved place where we can tell our children that this is how it was and this is what we are seeing now. So the government needs to step out their game, bring in more policies that will protect our environment.
NTA Properties Investment Company Limited, a subsidiary of the Nigerian Television Authority, specializes in creating comfort in all areas of life, such as real estate investments, that is, land, houses, and office spaces, mass leasing, savings and loan scheme, and so much more. Other information and entertainment services include Property in Style, a TV program that airs on the network service of the NTA, and also Property Connect, a nationwide magazine. Our priority is to bridge poverty gaps and sustain quality welfare of our clients. Partner with us and watch us help you grow. Pay us a visit today at the NTA headquarters permanent site, Area 11 Garki, Abuja, or our Lagos office at number 15 Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos. For more information, visit our website on www.ntaproperties.com.ng, or you can email us on ntap2000@yahoo.com. Call us on 0066417900. NTA Properties Investment Company Limited, the much needed help at your doorstep.
According to Vegna Asphalt Association, parking lots are paved areas intended for vehicle parking and can vary widely in size, function, and design. In the same vein, the Oxford Dictionary defines parking lot as an area where cars or other vehicles may be left for a while. It is a dedicated area intended for parking vehicles. In most countries where cars are the dominant mode of transportation, parking lots are a component of every city or suburban area. Parking lots are designed in every house, office, or public places. Shopping malls, sports stadiums, airports, and worship centers often have large parking lots. One of the key necessities of owning a car is the demand to have it parked when it is not in use. This makes parking lot a necessary feature in constructing both residential and commercial properties. Property owners, malls, markets, and public centers must have enough parking spaces to provide their residents and visitors a place to park their cars.
Government need to do something about it to provide more parking space for people. If you go to a plaza now, there's supposed to be a parking space at the plaza. You will find out that there's not enough. They have built everywhere. They did not take care of, maybe think of parking space for their customers or their tenants.
Parking is an integral component of the transport system. It plays a vital role in the management of traffic and congestion in the city. Parking on the street constitutes one major problem that makes traffic situation chaotic in Nigerian cities.
If you are passing through all the streets in Abuja, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, there's no parking space. If there's no parking space in Abuja, I don't think all this car parking on the road can be there. If I'm lying to you, start from Eagle Square, that is the center of FCT. You see how cars are parking. You see some commercial motors that are parking on the road, disturbing other private motors. They don't have enough parking. Government have to do something to it.
Parking lots are very important when designing and constructing structures either for residential or commercial use. There are different types of parking lots. They are categorized by their purpose, that is, parking lot for commercial use and parking lots for residential use. For commercial, we have single-level parking garages, multi-level or multi-story parking lots, underground parking lots.
For now, the places we have existing should be built in such a way that you have high rising. Like a place like this can have 4-5 spaces, as in four floors, where cars can be parked. So if you're doing that, the whole of all the offices within this Area 11 can come here, park their vehicles comfortably without any security issues. At the end of the working hours, everybody will just troop in, take their cars and go home. And not only here, in all the other zones and areas in Abuja, such development should be carried out so that we have floors, not only the ground floor. You can have second, third, and fourth floors where cars will be parked. If we do structures like that, I believe we will be good to go in FCT.
For residential, we have open parking. They are uncovered parking spots within the building premises. We also have tilt parking where they are partially covered on the ground floor of the apartment complex. Finally, we have the garage parking. These are fully covered, complete parking structures.
I think Abuja has a good number of outfits with large parking space, but they were not properly constructed. They don't have any shades, parking ports. You can see around and see most of the cars are under the sun. So when a driver brings his bus to a place like this, you need to stay under the shade. You don't expect the driver, especially where loitering is not allowed, is not permitted. A driver is expected to stay in the car, and you don't expect the driver to be under the sun. So I think some touches like construction of carports and all around, let it look tidy and good. It will be nice.
Abuja don't have enough parking space. Why I say so, even the one they are parking now, if they have the parking space now, it will turn to fight, which like the place they're supposed to make for parking space, they have created it for houses and other things to make money, and know that parking space can give them money. It can even give many people job. So even as people are parking on the road, it's not good. By right, it's not good, and because of there is no enough parking space, they don't see where to park. When they give somebody 1,000 square meter, you're supposed to build a house where people can be able to park their motor. The tenant you are giving to the house, but they would like to build the house to occupy the whole land, and people will be parking outside. Every house is supposed to have parking space inside the compound. As well as there is gates, somebody that living in that compound is supposed to drive and enter and park. So they have to make it compulsory to people to say that if you are building house, they are giving them building plan, let them give them, they have to give a space. At least if you are building it for like all these plazas, many plazas they don't have where to park. They don't have where that people will park, and every time they will be causing go-slow front of that plaza, and it's not good.
To my own observation, as far as Abuja is concerned, I did not really see that they have enough parking space. They don't have. If the government think and deem it necessary that they don't want to be seen car parked by the roadside, they should create enough parking space.
The importance of parking lots in the built environment cannot be overemphasized, as it plays a pivotal role in space management.
And the answers.
We have come to the end of today's episode of Property and Style, and we thank you so much for staying with us to the very end. And like I would always say, if you want to do anything at all around or within the built environment, please consult the professionals. And like I would always say again, if you do your best, I do my best, she does her best, and he does his best. All this little best will come together to make a major difference, a good major difference in our lives. Until we come your way next week, goodbye and God bless us all.